Welcome to my channel, a podcast inspired by Reg. It's about Alzheimer's disease and all that comes with it. My name is Jane and I'm Reg's daughter and the owner of justcallmereg.com. Today's podcast is a personal shared narration written and narrated by yours truly. Titled, Transported on the Wind. There he sat, by the window, all by himself, his cheekbone pressed against the glass supporting his head. He was still wearing that old cream heavy knitted cardigan with big brown buttons, black trousers, with his 2 feet still tucked into the special boots that the hospital had made him to secure his crippled foot. Lifeless, just staring out of the window, daydreaming. I noticed how preoccupied he was with a white feather drifting on the breeze, completely spellbound by the gentleness in which it floated towards the lawn, landing just in front of the window to which his old body sat. A treasured snapshot of the simple things in life, a picture for my memory book. I made my way towards the entrance of the care home and tapped on the window to see if I could gain his attention, smiling and waving, trying to break the spell he was under. But I could not help wonder if he would recognise me, wondering if he remembered who I am. Silly question, really. He'd always known who I was and who I am. He never forgot me, nor my name. He lifted his chin, our eyes locked, and the spirit within him ignited. He was so happy to see me. You see, I'd always known I was the apple of his eye. And I really loved my dad. I still do. After all, he was my dad, and I wanted to give him something back of myself after all he'd invested in me over the years. With what time we had left, what daughter wouldn't? With a grin ear to ear, emotionally transformed, he beckoned me inside. But as I tried to make my way through the secured doorway, it failed. Till I remembered the right entrance code. Oh, just another pin. The door finally opened and I stepped inside, catching a glimpse of the smell of the misplaced piss in the air. Took my breath away. Trying to stand and gain his balance, he threw his arms out wide and announced to the world, "This is my daughter, Janie," and he gave me the biggest hug ever. I'd held my breath, hoping he would know who I was, and now I can breathe easier for a while, in the knowing he remembers who I am. I pulled up a chair next to him and leant across, and cupped his face in my hands. I could feel the emptiness roaming through the shell of his physical body. I just held on to him and whispered, "You're okay, Dad? You're safe?" His eyes, still ocean blue, had sunken deeper into the sockets in his face. His hair now so short, he had more hair on his ears and up his nostrils than he had on his head. But his nature was still intact towards me, letting me know that he was still very much the same dad as I had always known. As I held his paper-thin face in my hands, I became so aware of how fragile and drawn he'd become. He was tired. I could not help but wonder how long he could continue this way. Must be like swimming the channel of hell. He's such a proud man, a fabulous-natured man. He knows something's wrong with his brain box, but how much, I wonder. As I caught a glimpse of him, observing and somewhat contemplating his future, she was sitting in the chair opposite him, a hollow corpse, lifeless. I whispered to him, "It's okay, wherever you are, just remember you're my dad. And I'm with you, I'm here every step of the way, whatever you need." As I became so very aware that the snow was falling in the winter of his life. Thanks for listening.